Hello, hot news. Have you ever heard about EPI, English Proficiency Index, and the rank of Vietnam in the world? Now I'll tell you. Vietnam ranks 33rd out of 116 countries and regions and 8th in Asia in the 2024 edition of the EF English Proficiency Index, or we say EF-EPI. So, what is EF-EPI? EF-EPI, the International Survey of English Skills by countries, capital cities, and regions, published annually since 2011, has been released by EF Education First, a global provider of culturally immersive education. So, in Asian region, Vietnam ranks 8th in English proficiency with a score of 498, following Singapore 609, the Philippines 570, Malaysia 566, Hong Kong 549, the Republic of Korea 523, Nepal 512, and Bangladesh 500. So that's why this year 2024, Vietnam has declined 6 ranks compared to 2023, 6 ranks. So in 2023, Vietnam is considered as intermediate level. But this year, Vietnam, is clarified to, I think maybe elementary or pre-intermediate level. So what happened here? When I heard about this news, it's unbelievable because now there are more tools, especially Duolingo, and a lot of teachers online as well as offline, a lot of centers, and I think Vietnamese people now are crazy about IELTS. So that's why many people think, right, we should get the better results, not this one. So what happened? I'll tell you. The first reason, so when you pay for a course in the center, tell me how many people are there. One of my Filipino teachers say she has to teach between 10 and 15 and even more students, more kids in the class. Wow, a lot. In NICEWIN, we only offer 4 to 6 kids and usually 4, right, in one class, because I want my students have more time with their teachers. So for example, in foreign teachers classes, they usually learn speaking. And teacher has to listen to the way you speak English, correct your pronunciation, and even the way you use vocabularies. A lot of things. So with a class of more than 10 people, so how much time you have with the teachers, and how much time the teachers have and explain and correct the mistakes. So that's why the first one, I think they just take notice of their business. So that's me. They run a lot of advertisement campaigns and they show you a lot of beautiful pictures. And then when you pay for a course, I think they don't care much about the quality. And second, I think Vietnamese people now, They think native speakers are totally perfect, but not exactly. Because a couple of days ago, I observed a new teacher, a Western teacher. So when he wrote on the board, scary, okay, that's good. But he introduced the second word, scary ed. Wow. At that time, this is the first time I saw it. So then we only have scared, So scary, a scary face. Teacher has a scary face, so that's why his students are scared of him. So we have two adjectives. One, so so that's why after that I criticized him. And I think maybe he got about the spelling mistakes, not usually. Because even you are Vietnamese, right? But how many times you make mistake in speaking and even writing your Vietnamese? A lot, right? And I'll tell you, so when you communicate with the foreigners, I think, right, you got it already. So they say there's a lot of people. If you are good at grammar, you have to say there are a lot of people, not there is or there's a lot of people, right? And maybe you heard this one. My wife is Vietnamese, so she don't speak English. She don't know English. What? I learned simple present tense, and they say she doesn't. Why you say she don't? You are American, right? You have to learn grammar one more time. All right. But actually, because foreigners, they learn English, naturally. So that's why they don't think much about grammar, like Vietnamese ones. And usually, when I speak to most of Vietnamese people, so they don't know how to show their emotions, right, in their speaking. It sounds very boring. So when I tell funny story, my voice has to be, high and fast. And when I tell a sad story, my voice can be low and, slow. Maybe the tone sounds very, very sad, right? So that's why that's the way you show your emotions in your speaking. And I think even Vietnamese teachers, they pay attention too much about, scandals. So that's why I saw a lot of video clips on TikTok between Vietnamese teachers trying to find out the mistakes of all the teachers. For what? What you need to do is to explain to your students why they make this mistake and help them to correct themselves, right? They should learn themselves to avoid their own mistakes. All right. So that's why I don't prefer teaching my students how to pass exam, because I think it's quite different when you use English in your life. For example, when you want to get a job and you have an English interview, much different. Okay. If you want to experience our classes, you can contact us by Yellow or even Facebook NICEWIN Saigon, and We also have free English clubs. And remember, we offer intermediate topics, not very basic topics, because I want you to learn more things in your life, and and you can apply into your jobs, for example. So thank you for your watching. See you.